I'm back in the portal again. You understand me? Um, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakakwadash. Yahweh is the true name of the living God of Israel. Yahweh Shai is the true name of the one that everyone ignorantly called Jesus. Reason is because the letter J was created in 1524. This book right here, the Bible, which is a collection of books, was is way older than 1524, so we know his name couldn't have been Jesus. And Rakakwadash is the way that you say Holy Spirit in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, right? The original language, okay? Um, Second and foremost, I want to pay homage to all the great men that came before me, all the great prophets and all the great kings who came before me, standing upon this word and also teaching and ministering the new covenant. You feel me? Um, yeah, I'm back in the portal, man. It feel good. I'm coming today, y'all. Today lesson gonna be hard on multiple levels. It's gonna be a very hard lesson for a lot of you guys to take in, and I understand that. Before I even give this lesson, but it gotta be gave. And I feel like I'm one of the first. Well, not one of the first, but I'm one of the people chosen to give it. You know, I can accept a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Even if, certain things I read in the Bible cut me, right? Or blow my mind. You feel me? But a lot of people not like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of preachers compromise the word of God, because they don't want to lose their congregation. I don't have a congregation. You know, understand me? So I don't have nobody that's paying me no money. Not even you guys. I'm not doing this shit for money or none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I do these lessons really for myself to, go back and either remind myself on, or, to help men out there, that are on semen retention. You feel me? Motivation. You feel me? And really for me to remember, scriptures like that, as I go back and review the lessons. But this lesson right here, man, I want to get off into how we as a people, as Israelites, African Americans, Native Americans, Latinos, Puerto Ricans, Guatemalans, Cubans, Haitians, Jamaicans, how we are heavily Americanized. And we're so Americanized that we do things that we don't even pay attention to, that we look at, because of the way that we were raised, we look at things as, when it come down to God, that, oh, that was so long ago, or that was so ancient, because we wasn't raised in our modern day time the way that God is observing us, okay? And it's gonna be hard for me to say what I'm about to say right now, but for that reason, I feel that, and women, y'all might get mad with me if y'all watching me. Y'all might really get mad with me for saying this, but fuck it, it gotta be said. It gotta be said, man. And fellas, this is why, I guess the crow agreeing with it. Like, nigga, yeah, go ahead and tell him. But yeah, I got you, Mr. Crow. Like stop bullshit, tell him, nigga. But 100% of women, and I really think it's 100%. At this point, I really do. In the current state in 2025 of America that I'm living in, I feel like 100% of my women, of my nation, and really, I expect for the other women of the other nations to feel like this, but the women of my nation, right? I believe that they hate God. And I know that might sound oxymoronic, because 80% of the churches are filled with women. But that number by itself, that's over half of the women, right, that's attending these churches. So you got to ask yourself why men ain't going. And that's because we deal more with logic than feelings. Okay? when a man reads the Bible, we're not reading it from a feeling base. Even though we might read something in the Bible that goes against how we was raised, we are willing to accept it compared to a woman. And that's and by us growing up in a matriarchy society, you know, a gynocentric society that looks at misogyny, right, from men, because that's what they call men who act masculine. We're misogynists, and they even call in the Bible now a misogynist book, right, because it doesn't necessarily favor women, right, in this time frame. And they look at God as a misogynist, right? And I'm at the point now by so many women embracing feminism, knowingly and unknowingly, because feminism is now in the fabric of America. 100% of women hate God. Yeah, and I know it's a lot of women out there right now. If you a woman right now, I know you are in total disagreement with me. I know you are. I know you are. But I'm gonna let you know right now, sweetheart, I'm not the only man that's coming to this understanding and really, you know, trying to wrap their mind around this right now. But what women tend to do, right, along because we have bitch ass preachers that support them in their thinking, in their feeling based thinking. What women tend to do is say, and they get this from preachers who compromise with them. That's old. You ain't got to worry about what God said in the Old Testament, because that's old, right? But the problem with that is we got to ask the question, do God change? Right? And I want to get the first script right now. This is Malachi chapter 3, verse 6. And I've always bring the script out, but I got to bring it out for this right now. Malachi chapter 3, verse 6, it says, "For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed." So a woman to read that, and she just off the sons of Jacob, she'll be like, see, I told you God is a misogynist. He only care about the man. That's the time frame we're in right now, because like I say, America is fully wrapped inside of the nature of feminism. I pray this lesson don't get taken down. I'm gonna continue though. But yeah, even as men, there's certain things that we read in this Bible, and there's certain ways that we were brought up that God is, you know, he accepts. One thing, a minute ago, Kevin Gates came out and said that he slept with his cousin. I know if you guys know who the rapper Kevin Gates is, and I'm pretty sure you're familiar with their story. And when he came out with that, the whole world, bro, the whole fucking America, right? Those who knew Kevin Gates and those who had heard of the story, they was like, oh, he nasty. Woo, woo, woo. Oh, he's disgusting. He's gross. God ain't in agreement with that. But that's being Americanized. See, when we Americanize, right? Being Americanized is you think totally contrary to how God really think. And one way of being Americanized is one of the main ways that it initiates you into being Americanized is that you see men and women as equal. If you see you and a woman, if you're a male and you feel like you're equal to a woman, or you a woman and you feel like you equal to a man, which means that y'all live under the same code of ethics, right? According to God, under God, y'all live under the same code of ethics, which means that whatever a man can do, as a woman, you're allowed to do, and as a man, whatever a woman can do, you're allowed to do. You're Americanized. And 9 out of 10, you not a real man of God or you not a real woman of God. I know. I know. This lesson is hard. This lesson is gonna be hard. But I gotta give it. I gotta give it. I brung out Kevin Gates because the Americanized mind in all of us, right? Because even myself, I raised my hand. I was raised just like all of you guys out there. I was raised that it's not great or a good thing to lust behind my cousin or sleep with my cousins, right? In a sexual manner. I was raised to look at that as disgusting. But what if I told you guys that God is in total agreement of that? I know right now your motherfucking head is spinning. Taz, I'm about to turn you off, Taz. I know that's how you feeling. Taz, I'm about to turn you off. That ain't of God. That ain't of God right there. Well, if it's not of God, right, then the brother Jacob, right, who married 2 women, Rachel and Leah. Rachel and Leah was his first cousins. Yeah. And it wasn't that Jacob didn't have other women to choose from. See, we don't know the Israelite custom of this Bible, right? So we go out, we try to read the Bible based on how we was raised with our Americanized mind, right? And that's fucking up. That's why a lot of people leave God and they leave the Bible, because it's contrary to how you was raised and the way that you was taught to live over here in America compared to how this Bible orchestrates. So if you really want to know the Bible, you got to understand the customs and the ways of the people and how they were trained to live, right? God is in total agreement with that. Matter of fact, Jacob's Jacob father and mother, Isaac and Rebekah, they were second cousins. But in America, we look at that as disgusting. That mind frame, that thinking is what I call the matrix. That's the world. That's the matrix. We all have been programmed with it. We all have been programmed with it, man. And we're so disassociated from God that we don't even realize it. Like, we all looked at that brother like, man, that nigga nasty, that nigga disgusting. Kevin Gates out his mind. Now, the only way in God's eyes Kevin Gates would have been wrong, which 9 out of 10 he still is, right? Because I'm pretty sure. But the only way in God's eyes Kevin Gates would have been wrong if he did that is if the cousin that he fucked, if she wasn't a virgin, right? And the man that she fucked for her first time, if that man was dead, right? If he wasn't dead, that's what I'm trying to say. If he wasn't dead, if Kevin Gates fucked that woman and she wasn't a virgin, he committing adultery. Or another term, fornication, right? Because fornication is adultery. But if Kevin Gates, if that girl was a virgin when Kevin Gates put dick in her, in God's eyes, that was Kevin Gates' wife. I know, man. I know right now y'all like, Taz, but we don't live like that today. That's why I read Malachi 3 and 6, and I want this. I guess this is a personal question I'm gonna ask throughout the whole video. Just because we was raised a certain way, does that make God wrong? I guess for each individual, you're gonna have to ask that for your. For me personally, I'm going with God. Even if it's contrary to how I was raised, I respect God so much that I'ma just say that, look, I was raised wrong. I didn't know no better. You feel what I'm saying? But 99% or 100% of women, fuck it, 100% of women, they can't think like that. That's why I don't advise you guys to really be discussing with women biblical things, man. And I'm learning that. Because they can't handle it, bro. You're able to handle it. They can't. You get what I'm saying? And we gonna get some more, man. Um, this gonna be hard, bro. It's a hard one right here. Let's go to Exodus chapter 21. Because another thing, as men and women, that especially women, a woman quick to say, I can do what a man can do, right? And she feel like God is okay with it. Let's go to Exodus chapter 21, right? Because the big thing that's going on right now is polygamy, right? But the way in the West that we being trained about polygamy is that women can have more than one man just as well as a man can have more than one woman, right? But the problem with that is you're not going to find that in the Bible. You're not going to find that. Only time you're going to see polygamy or anything dealing with polygamy is dealing with a man having more than one woman. And we're going to get Exodus. I know, man, women going to hate this one right here. It is what it is. I ain't tripping. I know them witches watching me, dog. I know they want to throw spells like, fuck him. Cast some spell, but them spells ain't going to work on me. I'm a man of God. This is Exodus, chapter. I can feel their presence on me, dog. I'm so much in the future. Exodus 21 and 10, right? It says, if he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage, shall he not diminish? And if he do not these three unto her, then she shall go out free without money. So, if a man take on another wife, right, which means he already got a wife. So if he add another wife to himself, but he ain't, keeping it 100 with her, like he is with this wife here, right? The other wife, she free to go, but he ain't got to give her nothing. Y'all know that's not going. First of all, ain't no woman dealing with no man having more than one woman over here anyway. Second, if let's say she do agree to it, but let's say she want to leave, man, y'all know that woman gonna try to take that nigga for everything he got. She not about to just leave with no money. Get what I'm saying? Like Americanized, right? And the reason why this lesson is coming out, because I talked to a woman, and I brung out Ecclesiastes 36 and 24 that if a man take a woman, once he find him a wife, that woman is a possession to him. That's Ecclesiastes 36 and 24. I'm paraphrasing it. And she was like, oh no, I'm not no possession of no man. And I was like, damn, babe. I say, well, that's what the Bible say, like, no man own me. I was like, well, damn. I say, well, babe, I say, for you to say that, you say you a woman of God and you believe in God, like, but you going against God's word. Well, ain't no man gonna possess and own me. I'm sorry. I say, Americanized. And men, that's why I guess God is blessing us when we on semen retention, because we dealing with whores. We're dealing with whores. We're going to get on. This is going to be a hard one, man. We're going to get Leviticus chapter 21. 21 and 13. Right? It say, this is Leviticus 21 and 13. This is going to hurt a lot of women feelings right here. It say, and he shall take a wife in her virginity. A widow or a divorced woman or profane or a harlot, these shall he not take, but he shall take a virgin of his own people to wife. Now, marriage, ladies and gentlemen, there was a such thing back in the Bible, right, in the ancient days, right? Because when I got on the internet, I seen a lot of feminists come out behind, and I'm gonna get that scripture too. A lot of feminists came out behind Deuteronomy 22, right? Because that's the virginity oath, right? We're gonna get Deuteronomy 22. Because Deuteronomy 22 is gonna back up Leviticus 22. So we're going to get Deuteronomy 22 right quick. Right? And ladies, y'all were just, your mama, your auntie, your big cousin, your big feet, they fucked over you. Right? And to the young, if you love your younger females, your younger nieces and them, you know, because we just so much in a fucked up state. And that's why the Messiah had to come. Right? But I'm going to get to that. We're going to get Deuteronomy 22 and 13. Right? It say, if any man take a wife and go in unto her and hate her and give occasions of speech against her and bring up an evil name upon her and say, I took this woman and when I came to her, I found her not a maid. Right? Which means he's saying, when I put this dick inside this bitch, that hoe didn't bleed. She didn't bleed. Then shall the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity. So there was a thing called token of virginity, right? Where a man will pay the father, right, for this woman, right? And he will give her a lot of money. I mean, give the father a lot of money. That let you ladies know that y'all not really supposed to be out here dating. That's a new thing. That's being Americanized, right? That's why y'all that's why the single motherhood rate is so high, because you wasn't designed to choose a man. Your father or his brother or your older brother was designed to choose a man for you. You had no option in that choice or in that making, okay? Like, look, I know, man, women are mad with me behind this. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it. Even in y'all weddings right now, in the modern day wedding, when you walk down the aisle, your father give you off to the man that you're marrying, the groom. Just to prove, even in today's time, that process is still there. Right? But in the ancient days, right, the way it's really supposed to go, the man would have to pay for that woman. He would pay for her. Before she even, he could have been the ugliest motherfucker in the world. But if her daddy felt like, look, I want you with my daughter, and he had enough money, you know, he could have paid. Baby, you had nothing to do with that. You had nothing to do with that order. You could have been, I don't want to be with it. That didn't matter. Okay? So, and that was, and when he paid for her, her virginity was valued. Today, that ain't valued so much today, because women have the freedom to fuck who they want to fuck as soon as they reach the flower of their age, or in other words, as soon as they start having their period, they can fuck who they want to fuck. Let's keep going. And the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man a wife, right? I gave my daughter unto this man to fuck, right? And he hateth her, which means the man saying, nah, look, this bitch ain't no virgin, right? And lo, he have given occasions of speech against her, saying, I found not thy daughter a maid, or I found this bitch not to be a virgin, which means somebody already been poking this hoe, right? Trying to break it down to y'all in layman terms, right? And yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity, and they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city. Now that's what the token of virginity was all about. It was about, the way it went was that man and that woman will go in the next room, right? He done paid the daddy, right? They done set up a time, right? And the man will come there and they'll have a little feast, something like how we do with our weddings today, right? They'll have a little ceremony, and the man will go in the back room with the woman, right? With the daughter. And they will fuck on a white sheet. And when he break her hymen, or break her virginity, that's for my guys out there that don't know what the fuck a hymen is. Women know, but a lot of you guys are a little slow out there. But when a man break a woman virginity, he's breaking her hymen. She gonna bleed, right? She gonna bleed. That blood that's on that cloth is the representation that okay, she really was a virgin, and it's a good deal. It's a good deal. Okay? So the daddy would go to the elders if this nigga go around town, because now he don't want to deal with the woman no more. He just wanted some quick pussy. He'll go around town. Oh, that bitch wasn't no virgin when I fucked her. The daddy will go in front of the elders and be like, shit, what this is then, elders? What this is? Because there's blood on this motherfucking cloth. Right? Let's keep reading. Let's keep reading. And the elders of the city shall take that man and chastise him. So the elders will whoop on his motherfucking ass and say, stop lying on this young girl. And motherfucker, you going to take care of her for the rest of your life. Right? And they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver and give them unto the father of the damsel. So 100 shekels of silver, nigga, that's a lot of money in today's time, nigga. You talking about 500 grand. So yeah, nigga, not only they gonna whoop your ass, but they gonna make you up 500 grand and they gonna give that to the daddy. You understand me? For lying on this girl's name, for defaming her. You understand? And give them unto the father of the damsel, because he have brought up an evil name upon the virgin of Israel. And she shall be his wife, and he may not put her away all his days. Right? But if this thing be true, which means if the daddy come out there, and the elders be like, where the sheet at? And the daddy sweating and shit, like, boy, this nigga ain't lying. I didn't know this hoe was out here fucking like she was fucking. The bitch was lying. But, Lord, Hamburg, I gotta show these elders the sheet, and ain't no blood on this motherfucking sheet. Lord, have mercy. Let's see what's gonna happen to this baby. Let's see what's gonna happen to the girl. Right? But if this thing be true and the tokens of virginity be not found for the damsel, then they shall bring out the damsel to the door of her father's house, and the men of the city shall stone her with stones that she die, because she have wrought folly in Israel to play the whore in her father's house. So shall thou put evil away from among you. So they gonna kill her. A lot of women supposed to be dead right now, dog. I ain't lying, bro. A lot of women supposed to be dead right now. Man, let's read the next verse. If a man be found lying with a woman married to a husband, right? Which means if a woman with a husband, right, that means that this is the first man that she done fucked, right? But now she want to go, she seen somebody else, right? Maybe the dude she ain't like that fucked on her, but she paid for already. But she see another dude that she really like. Women, y'all know, because y'all do that shit today, right? And she go fuck this man. Let's see what the Bible say was going to happen to them, right? If a man be found lying with a woman married to a husband, then they shall both of them die. Both the man that lay with the woman and the woman. So shall thou put away evil from Israel. So they going to kill both of y'all. That's adultery. That's adultery, bro. Like, and we that's why God reward us, man, when we don't see no retention, because you got to take into account if God don't change. And it's really mercy on us that he haven't knocked us off, in the time frames that we were fucking on women and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It was really mercy and grace upon our lives. But that's why we experience the bullshit that we experience when we do get in relationships with women. And men that's in relationships and married ain't gonna keep it real, but they going through bullshit. You really had peace in your life in this lifetime. You had peace in your life really as a man when you by yourself, or you just fucking on that woman. Because at this point, at a certain point in a woman's life, right? And we gonna get there. Deuteronomy 24. I gotta go to it. At a certain point in a woman's life, she's nothing more than just a whore. She's only good to be a prostitute, right? Her womanhood has been demoted down to the level of just being a prostitute. And I think women know that today. That's why majority of your women out here, what is the main thing in order for them to be with you men, what's the main thing they looking for? Money. Money. Now, she don't want you to call her a prostitute or call her a hoe because she ain't walking the streets or she ain't on these pages, right? But she coming just like a prostitute because something within her is letting her know this is the best that I can do for myself and be as a prostitute. So she always looking for, even if she want to get married, she's looking for what? The man with the money. He got to be doing something. He got to be making some type of money, right? Because her value has been demoted. She ain't no virgin no more. Okay? And older women hate younger women. They can say what they want to say, but we all know it's the truth. Older women hate younger women, especially women that still have their virginity. It's because the woman with her virginity, they instinctively know that the woman with her virginity has a higher value than her. It hurt. It hurt. And it hurt a lot of women out there because at some point, they was that girl. But mama, auntie, big cousin, and them fucked them out their mind frame, right? Because they was hating on them when they was that girl. And the cycle just repeat. Yeah, this is going to be a hard lesson. Let's go to Deuteronomy 24, man. This is going to be a hard one, dog. I'm going to have a lot of female witches trying to do spells on me. You understand me? Please, Lord, protect me after this lesson. Deuteronomy 24. 24. Man, it say when a man have taken a wife, remind you guys what this is talking about. This is talking about a man that's fucking a woman for her first time and married her, and it come to pass that she find no favor in his eyes because he have found some uncleanness in her. Then let him write her a bill of divorcement and give it in her hand and send her out of his house, right? Divorce is a masculine trait. So now you got to ask the question, right? Why is 70% of divorces initiated by women? Because we're living in a time frame where women feel that they can move and operate as well as a man. That's called Americanized. And you got men who are Americanized because they feel like she has the ability to do that. They're not questioning it. You know, they're not in his word. So when you're not in his word, and you can't question it, right? Let's keep reading. And when she is departed out of his house, she may go and be another man's wife. So she got one more time to be another man's wife, right? She still got value on her pussy a little bit, right? And if the later husband hate her and write her a bill of divorcement, never say if she leave. It's always the man writing a bill of divorcement, right? Let you know that's a masculine trait. And giveth it in her hand and sendeth her out of his house. Or if the later husband die, which took her to be his wife, her former husband, which sent her away, may not take her again to be his wife.